In this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 reasons on why you might want to sell your house now versus waiting. Should you sell your house now or should you wait? Well, what if you sell it but you can't find a place to go? Or should you maybe just wait it out a bit? But what if you wait and then you miss your opportunity? With so much misinformation out there, it's easy to make a wrong decision, and a big decision like this should not be taken lightly. Luckily for you, only you can decide if now is the right time for you to sell or not. What I can do is give you my top 5 reasons on why it might be the right time for you to pull the trigger, especially if you've been on the fence. Now, before we get into it, let me tell you that the most important thing that you can do is to make sure that you have absolutely decided that you're gonna sell your house and not just gamble with the market. Whether you're downsizing, upsizing, relocating for a job transfer or personal life change, if you decide to take a risk without knowing the odds, you could wind up making a huge mistake and leaving a small fortune on the table. Now, with that being said, here are my top 5 reasons you might wanna sell your house right now. All right, so number 1, it's still a seller's market. Yes, it's still a seller's market. Even though inventory is still very low and buyers have more options than they did at the beginning of the year, we're still sitting at just under 3 months of supply for the Tri-County area, exactly 2.8. Now, the easiest way I can explain months of supply is if the faucet of new homes were to be shut off and no more homes were listed for sale, we would completely run out of houses in about 3 months. And to put things into perspective, a balanced market is between 4 and 6 months of inventory, and a buyer's market is usually above 6 months. Even though it may seem like there's a lot more homes for sale and competition, we're just heading back to a normal seller's market. Anything that we saw these last couple years was anything but normal. So yes, buyers do have more options, but there are still more buyers than there are homes for sale. Number 2, increasing mortgage rates. Yes, this does affect you as a seller too. The higher the mortgage rate, the less buying power a potential buyer has to buy your house. I mean, not even 6 months ago, we were seeing historically low rates under 3%, while prices were at historic highs. Even though prices haven't dropped too much, we're seeing homes sitting on the market longer. This is just pretty much due to less buyer demand, which is due to the increase of interest rates. Now, I'm gonna put a visual up here so you can get an idea of just how much this increase in rates is affecting buyers, which in turn is affecting demand and how much they're willing to pay for your home right now. The longer you wait, the higher the rate. Will they go down eventually? Yeah, but we don't know when. Could be a year, could be 2 years, could be 6 months. That's the great thing about real estate. We just don't know. All right, number 3, you're probably sitting on a lot of equity. Chances are you're sitting on a bunch of equity right now, even if you bought your home at the peak of the market. Just for example, if you bought your home 1 calendar year ago from the recording of this video in Fort Lauderdale alone, your home value rose an average of 20% in 1 year. That's insane. This alone is a good enough reason to sell your home. Again, if you absolutely decided that you're gonna sell and not just gamble. Before we get to number 4, if you've enjoyed this video so far, I'm putting out stuff like this weekly, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and like it before you go. It'll help us out. And with that being said, now that that's out of the way, let's get to number 4. Sellers turn into buyers, and as a buyer, you're gonna have more options. Last year and the beginning of this year was prime time to sell a home. I mean, those were the good old days when you had the buyers lined up at your door with cash in hand, ready to waive every contingency known to man, fighting each other. I mean, unless of course you had to buy another home after you sold yours. But the sudden rise in interest rates with the slight increase in inventory has now given you as a future buyer more options to choose from when you do sell your home now. Yes, you're gonna be paying a higher interest rate, but like I've said in the past, commit to the house, not the financing. You could always change that later. I made a short video about this not too long ago, which I'm gonna link up in the cards. And with that, our 5th and final reason you may wanna sell your home right now is everybody's favorite, a potential decline in the market, AKA the market's gonna crash. Now, this is where a lot of misinformation comes into play. The internet and mainstream media is riddled with different topics and scenarios on this subject. I mean, if you were to Google, is the market gonna crash? You're gonna find 100 reasons why it will and 100 reasons why it won't. Now, if you're asking me if the market's gonna crash, again, I just don't know. Trends aren't showing that it's gonna crash. This is nothing like it was in 2008. However, we just don't know. However, what I can tell you is if you absolutely decided that you're selling your house and not gambling with the market, you'll always run the risk of the market declining just by waiting. I mean, that's just how it is. So don't do it. Just don't wait. Assuming that you made the decision that you're absolutely gonna sell your house no matter what, and you're not taking a gamble here. So that's my top 5 reasons on why you should sell now versus waiting. If you found value in this video and are thinking about selling your home in South Florida or even buying a home, whether it's 2 weeks from now or even 2 years from now, my team and I would love the opportunity to help you out and earn your business. In the meantime, I'll leave my contact info below, and please feel free to reach out to me at any time if there's ever anything I could do for you. Until next time.